coming up on today's programme.
Is porn damaging or empowering?
Can Salford's much-loved jam body camp be saved?
And Manchester's been named the world's smartest city. We find out why.
Hello and welcome to Quays TV News. I'm Jamie Mackerel.
And I'm Sophie Whitfield.
Students at Salford University have been discussing a controversial topic recently. Porn certainly has a place in today's modern society, but can it cause potential problems? Can it be damaging or empowering? Penny James has more.
Salford University. A debate is taking place.
Okay, tonight's debate is, can pornography empower women?
I think it can under certain circumstances. I mean, the porn stars themselves make $50,000 a year, and although, yeah, it's very unrealistic in terms of standards, that cuts both ways.
I really don't think porn does empower women, especially in today's society where it is very misogynistic and it is dominated by what men want.
The question of the effects of the objectification of women is an old one. From porn to page 3, is it damaging?
There's a general lad culture, and people will say, well, it's online porn is the most damaging thing. Page 3, nobody looks at it. But they do. I mean, schoolgirls write and tell us, or teachers write and tell us what they've seen happen. Things like boys on the way home from school will be holding up the son's page 3 and sexually harassing them, comparing their breasts to the page 3 models.
Sex seems to be everywhere, and it is the norm. But can it be empowering?
People say it's not empowering. It has to be empowering because when I was younger I would never dreamt of doing what I do now. You think people respect me, people look up to me, people think I'm sexy, whereas years ago I was just like, oh yeah, it's just me. Obviously I'm in the porn industry, I agree with the porn industry. There is certain parts of it I don't agree. I don't agree with if you see somebody being violently kind of beaten up or being pushed past their boundaries. You've got to be so careful with stuff like that because people will see that that is how it really is.
It is clear that the adult industry is thriving and there's not much we can do to stop it. But we need to take caution in what young and impressionable viewers may see. This is Penny James reporting for Quays TV News.
Manchester is fighting for every heartbeat in a British Heart Foundation fashion show. Every day people will be walking the catwalk to entertain and raise awareness. Our reporter Joanna Sinkowska went along.
Fashion is close to many people's hearts. That's why Michelle White has come together with Manchester Stop Fashionistas for a fundraising fashion show as part of the Ramp Up the Red national campaign.
I think it's gone amazingly. Everyone's really ramped up the red. I'm really enjoying it and I'm just absolutely having a ball.
When she came to us and said she wanted to do a catwalk show in Manchester, we were over the moon to get involved, obviously as a local brand.
After being diagnosed with a rare heart condition 10 years ago, Michelle was told to expect the worst. Fast forward to 2014 and Michelle has already raised more than £40,000 for the British Heart Foundation and is pushing for more.
Every day waking up and being a survivor and living the journey, that's what inspires me.
Tonight, a night of entertainment to raise awareness and fight for every heartbeat.
We've got a really big challenge in terms of beating heart disease, and without events like tonight we simply wouldn't be able to raise the money that's needed to fund heart disease research. At the end of the day, heart disease can affect anybody and it remains the single biggest killer in England.
The models of the night that will be strutting the stuff are people who have directly dealt with a heart condition.
And this is where it all happens.
With a catwalk full of creative styles and local designers collaborating to design one-off pieces, the audience, myself included, are in for a treat. Joanna Sinkowska for Quays TV News.
The future of the Jam Body Camp was up in the air, but now a campaign launched by Salford residents is hopeful of saving the much-loved holiday camp. Cameron Culvers reports.
Salford Children's Holiday Camp was set up in 1926 to provide holidays for underprivileged children in the city. Today, many primary schools arrange annual trips to the camp, subsidised by the council.
But with Salford Council due to make more than £97 million in budget cuts, it says it is unable to afford the £50,000 grant it was due to award the camp.
With a lack of funding and in serious need of a facelift, the camp had looked set to close. But a subsequent Facebook campaign, Save the Jambutti Camp, garnered plenty of support, proving the camp is undoubtedly close to the heart of the community. Local businessman Nick Abbott says some of his happiest memories are from his days at the camp, and that's why he's fronting the campaign to buy out and restore the camp to its former glory.
The people that used to go to the camp in the 50s and 60s used to be traditionally people whose family were on benefits. If you try and show me a family that can afford £1,000, £2,000 to take a family of four away to Spain for a week, there's not many of them.
Support has also been widespread in Prestatyn, where the camp is situated. Local MP Chris Horan is hopeful that Salford Council will see the benefits such a camp offers to the children of Salford.
This was a long-term investment by the councillors back in 1926, and I would hope that the 21st century councillors in Salford would honour that commitment made almost a century ago.
Should the council close the camp, then fantastic trips to the beautiful beaches of Rhyl and Prestatyn will be a thing of the past for the children of Salford. Cameron Cullivers, Quays TV News.
And now, for the last time, it's over to our fabulous Kate Emery with all the latest in the entertainment news.
Try not to cry, Kate.
Oh, I'm going to try my best, but I'm not making any promises, Jamie. Now, for us Brits, there's not much that beats a nice cup of tea. However, Royal Manchester's Children's Hospital has managed to make that much anticipated tea break even better. People across Manchester are hosting their own tea breaks to raise money for the charity. Now, lots of you have been tweeting in. I've got a tweet in from Bronte, who says, we collected £200 for the big tea break and our company will match it. What a successful day. And one from MBS News says, 30 minutes until our big tea break, staff had made brownies, marshmallow treats, lemon drizzle and an almond and cherry loaf cakes. Love to be there for that. But fortunately I'm not, because now it's time for our regular film review with the wonderful Will Carlisle, which I'm very sad about because it's our last review together, Will.
I know, but thankfully we're going out on a good one, as today I'm reviewing Starred Up, which is an independent UK-based film about a young man played by Jack O'Connell who is starred up, which means that you're a young offender who is so unstable and so violent that you're put in an adult prison. And he's, and luckily, well unluckily maybe, is that he's in prison with his father, played by Ben Mendelsohn, and it's really a father-son relationship about his time in prison. It's directed by David Mackenzie, and with a prison and a very limited budget, you're kind of limited in terms of setting. You've got this abandoned, dilapidated prison, but he really has some great camera work here. He gets into all the nooks and crannies of the prison and really shows us the dark underside of this type of environment. And while the script is good, I don't think it's quite. I don't think the movie is quite the 5 stars that pretty much every critic under the sun has been saying. But it is good. In terms of UK-based films that talk about the dark underbelly, it's a couple of notches below Harry Brown, which came out a few years ago. But I do still think it's good.
Yeah, Jack O'Connell, he was in Skins, wasn't he?
He was in Skins.
What was his performance like in the film?
It was pretty magnetic and incredible. It kind of reminded me of Malcolm McDowell in Clockwork Orange, where is this really young man who has so much rage under the skin and such just amazing look to his eyes. Even when he's in the background and not saying anything, you can't take your eyes off him. It's a really empowering and powerful performance that is probably one of this year's best in terms of UK films.
And is it one to go and see?
I think so. I don't think it's quite the 5-star everyone's been saying it is, but it is good, and it is telling a very topical message about how we abandon prisoners instead of having rehabilitation. So it's smart and good.
Oh, fab. Thanks very much, Will.
You're very welcome, Kate. It's been a pleasure.
Very sad. Now, the suspense is increasing for the presenters of our university station Shock Radio as the awards draw closer. Rachel Davies reports.
The Shock Awards are back for 2014, and on Friday the radio station's committee and presenters will join together for the annual awards ceremony.
Shock Radio is owned by the Students' Union at the University of Salford.
The main studio is here at the Adelphi building, but Shock also use the studios at Media City. The station pride themselves on broadcasting a whole range of music genres, from top 40 to rock and urban music.
The award will recognise the tremendous talent and various personalities there are at Shock.
I think it gives everyone the opportunity to come together and celebrate the best of the output over the years, so it gives them the chance to see good things that other people are doing and, you know, take it on board and try and not replicate but learn from it and pick up what we consider to be good practices in radio.
There are 19 categories in total for the awards, including Best Newcomer, Best Interview and Pick of the Year. members of a radio society took to Twitter to ask their followers for a vote. A popular show at Shock Radio, How to Survive the Daily Mail, won last year and are hoping to repeat the feat this year.
It was fantastic. It was completely unexpected when we won last year. We won Best Comedy, which was completely unexpected. We didn't have a speech prepared or anything, so it was overwhelming. And we're really hoping to bag some prizes this year. I think we're nominated for 5 between all of us in the show, so we've got everything crossed.
The awards will be held at Media City this Friday. Will your favourite show or presenter win? Rachel Davis reporting for Quays TV News.
That's all for entertainment, so for the last time, it's a goodbye from me. Back to you, Sophie and Jamie. I managed not to cry.
You.
Well done. Thank you, Kate. So Quays TV News hosted a 12-hour global news relay last week. The broadcast saw 10 universities from around the globe work together to produce something that most of us have never done before. Here are a few highlights from the day.
Great snow.
So I
with one word.
Hello and welcome to this special episode of Studio 60 Live.
Hello viewers, you are now watching Jurnal 12 at Binus TV Indonesia.
Welcome to Volda University College.
Fridtjof Nansen and Lars Monsen. They're all Norwegian explorers.
Hello and welcome to State of Events.
You get a frost. I'm going to lose all these.
Thank you for joining us on Newsbeat. Hello and welcome to ACJ News India.
At RMIT University in Melbourne, Australia.
This week's special edition of News One as we join the Global News Relay.
How do you do?
Ready, guys?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye from myself and Jamie.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
What a day that was.
It was fantastic.
Brilliant.
I think we all enjoyed it, didn't we?
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, Manchester has been named the world's brainiest city by an Australian newspaper. No surprise. And Dan McLaughlin investigates why the city deserves this status.
Manchester, well, it's a music city. It's most definitely a football city. But as the smartest city, well, thanks to museums and libraries like this, it has collected the accolades chosen by the Sydney Morning Herald. One of those museums is Manchester Museum, whose collection includes mummies and old fossils. Basically a historical Strictly Come Dancing.
I think I'm very happy that it's the smartest city because I work here, but it doesn't come as a surprise because you've got a lot of industry happening in the Victorian period. You've got a lot of interest in the world because Manchester is quite outward looking, so it doesn't entirely surprise me that we are the smartest city.
So why is Manchester the smartest city? Well, it's produced 25 Nobel laureates. It's 25 people who's won the Nobel Prize in their field. It's very famous in the world of physics. It's discovered the neutron, the proton and the electron, and also split the atom too. So Manchester's past takes the credit. But what does the future hold? Well, Manchester United aren't doing very well. We haven't heard from Oasis for a while. I dread to think about the future. Dan McLaughlin, Quays TV News.
So now we're back into April. Let's find out if there is going to be any April showers over the next few days. Helen, I hope it's a good forecast for your final one.
It's a bit mixed,
Right.
but we'll see. Thanks, Sophie. Well, the next few days look pretty miserable, but hopefully the weekend will bring with it some sunnier days. This afternoon is likely to bring with it showery outbreaks of rain, which are likely to be heavy and perhaps thundery at times. These will spread northwards throughout the day, but it will remain rather warm in those sunny spells. Some showers are set to linger for a time overnight, and these could remain heavy, but it will largely clear during the early hours of Thursday. It should be largely dry for most of tomorrow, with sunny spells expected, before some rain pushes in from the south later on. It'll still remain quite warm, especially in those sunshine. So outbreaks of rain will clear north early on Friday, with some scattered showers later on. Some rain on Saturday, but be mainly dry and mainly nice. The showers will become widespread on Sunday, so for those competing in the Manchester Marathon, it'll be more likely to get caught up in some of these. Temperatures falling closer to normal, though, for the weekend, but it'll still remain quite mild. Back to you, Jamie.
Thanks very much there, Helen.
Thanks,
Thank
Helen.
you. Well, that's all from us today and for this academic year. Don't forget to follow us at Quays News on Twitter and visit our website quaysnews.net for more reports throughout the summer.
Yeah, we'd just like to say a huge thank you to Andrew Lindsay for all his help and support over the last term, and also to our fabulous producer, Emily Bergin. We're really going to miss you all. So thank you for watching and goodbye.
Goodbye.